Welcome back to my channel. This is Tita Lavinia of Titas of Pageantry, and for this episode, I'm going to finally talk about Miss World Philippines 2022. So let's tackle the fashion look served at the Charity Night Gala, as well as my final assessment of the ladies in the running for Miss World Philippines 2022. You wouldn't want to miss this. So please make sure you stick around. Please subscribe to the channel as well as hit that bell notification button for your weekly pageant fix. Hey guys, so for those of you who are waiting for me to talk about Miss World Philippines, then this episode is definitely for you. Now, I know I covered these ladies during their press presentation, but their succeeding activities I haven't been so keen on covering. Although every once in a while I would post something on Titas of Pageantry. I think the only conversation we would have about Miss World Philippines and the candidates would be during our live sesh every Sunday. So I haven't really sat down and given you a dedicated episode about these ladies. And I'm going to do this right now because they served fashion looks during the Charity Night Gala, which took place on June 1st at the Grand Ballroom of the Okada Hotel, Manila. And it was glitzy, yes, there were some interesting looks, but I think there were more questionable fashion choices, which I will be giving out later on. So, if I'm not mistaken, the event that took place on June 1st was the last of the events leading up to the finals this coming June 5th at the MOA Arena. I might watch the show, I was offered a seat to watch the show, but we haven't coordinated, so I'm not so sure. But if I get the chance to watch the final show on June 5, I will definitely take you there. I will definitely keep you in the loop. But for now, yeah, I might watch it, but if that doesn't happen, I'm still gonna talk about Miss World Philippines for you because that's a Sunday, so we can actually talk to each other via live if I don't get to watch it at the MOA Arena. We'll see, we'll see. So if I'm also not mistaken, this event, this charity gala, wasn't just your usual fashion show because they took to the ramp maybe 2 or 3 times. They had 3 changes. One was when they were all in white or cream colored dresses. That's why I'm wearing this color for you. And then they had a little bit of a fashion show as well with designers who designed who custom made clothes for them. And then the other one was for the evening gown part, which I also think served as the top model. As the stage for the top model competition. In fact, they chose 10 ladies for this. And, you know, if you're familiar about traditions, at its international counterpart, Miss World, the ladies who usually get selected for the top model competition, one of those usually win the top plum, the Miss World crown. So if it's pretty much the same in the local counterpart here at Miss World Philippines, then I'm gonna give you the top 10 from the top model fast track competition, and yeah, we might see our future Miss World Philippines here. So I'm gonna give you my fashion notes first because this is a little brutal, you guys. I checked out all the looks. There were a lot of really blingy looks, yes. There were a lot of cutouts, but I think that some people are just really, you know, going overboard with the embellishments and the bling blings that they can't seem to stop. So let's see. I have 10 ladies for you, and I'm going to start with Albay's Paula Ortega. She's candidate number 21. She was in this lilac lacy number that was embroidered. It had a cutout on the belly area, but it seemed like cords, but it's actually not. It's a one-piece dress. What I like about Paula's look was that her hair and makeup made me remember Cher. I think that the whole look had that Cher vibe going on. I think that it was smart for her to have her hair straightened, and her makeup really looked impeccable because with her hair straight and long, it really made her look a lot taller. Next is number 17 from Parañaque City. She is, of course, Ingrid Santa Maria. I am hearing a lot of buzz about Ingrid these days, and you know, it's been a slow start for Ingrid actually, but I'll talk more about that later on. But based on the look that she served for the fashion gala or the charity gala, she had on a black sequined embellished dress. It had a mock turtleneck and it was asymmetric, which meant that one sleeve was a lot longer while the other one was sleeveless. I like the gown look itself. I wasn't too keen with the overall styling. I thought that it went pageanty very quickly. If she just kept the cuff on, she had a really large statement gold cuff. If she had kept it on without the super long earrings, I think that I would have been warmer with my reception towards this whole look. So I think this look just needed a little bit of editing because I thought that the cuff and the earrings together just made it a lot busier. And it shouldn't be because it seemed like a really minimalist look. Next, number 16 is Carla Manuel. She is representing Manila. Carla is actually one of my favorites this competition. It's just a little sad that she isn't getting a lot of buzz and that she doesn't really have this huge PR machinery, but she's really very pretty. She has this really delicate yet commanding demeanor and again, very pretty face. However, I will note that for this event, she wore a corseted Mara Chua dress. I think that this is a nod to Mafe Yunon's Versace inspired red dress at Miss World, where she placed top five because of the corset work. It's a very distinct type of corset work that we only got to see from Mafe Yunon and, of course, the original Versace creation. So I think that this was a nod to it. I just wasn't too into the color because it was beige, so it felt like it was supposed to go underneath that red corseted dress. So it felt like undergarment to me. The color, I think, also washed out Carla. She's usually always so polished. Even her hair and makeup. Her hair was okay. I mean, this was her, go-to hair. But the makeup for me was just a little severe because they defined her eyes and then they also defined her lips. So there could have been a bit of a balance in there, but overall I thought that this was a really beautifully made corset. I just wasn't so keen on the color. Next, Ashley Subhihan, candidate number 20, is representing Makati City, also made it to the top model competition semifinalists as well. And I think a lot of people are really looking at Ashley right now because we are at the home stretch and she missed a couple of fast track challenges, but we're just really happy to see her back on track with a placement here at the top model competition. Now, she wore a sparkling blue dress. It seemed like a cohort as well, very similar to Paula Ortega, but this seemed like a combination of Ingrid Santa Maria and Paula's dress. However, I will note that I love the dress, I love the jewelry, I love the long hair. Maybe the makeup could have been a little fiercer because I was looking at some of the photos that was published and her expression just seemed a little sweet. So if you have that expression with makeup that's just barely there, makeup that's pretty, makeup that isn't directional, that doesn't really go hand in hand with the theme of her overall ensemble, yeah, I just thought that there was a little bit of a disconnect there. And another thing that I would like to mention is that this is a silhouette and a dress type that we've seen Pia Wurtzbach wear a lot. And if you compare how Pia carries the dress and how she, does it with so much drama, does it with so much fierceness, this is something that you sort of start looking for when you see something similar or when you see a look that has hints of it on another woman. So I was just waiting for a little bit of that Pia fierceness going on for Ashley. But overall, I really like the look. I just wish that they went crazy with her tongkil or something. All right. I'm really happy about this. Number 25, Gwen Fernandez of Negros Occidental also made it. I'm going to talk more about Gwen later on, but I'm going to focus on her top model look because a lot of people are saying this also serves as the prelims. So if I'm being very honest with you, I've had several meetings with Gwen. They've been very collaborative with asking for my opinion on, what looks good on her. Not just me. There are also a lot of other media folks out there who they have been seeking opinions for Gwen. And I remember having a conversation on what she should wear for the prelims. And we had a conversation about uh, me suggesting to wear her craziest clothes for the prelims and then just keep it classy and pulled back for the finals. So I didn't realize that this was the crazy sexy dress that they were going to take to the ramp for Gwen for the charity gala. Now, I didn't really try to do some digging on who made her dress, but her dress was an embellished dress in red. It was just embellished in so many different ways. It had crystals, a little bit of velvet, a little bit of crystal fringe, and more red crystals. So I'm usually super okay with crystals, but I think the assembly of all the crystals and all the parts that were open just seemed like a mishmash of everything. Like it didn't really have a clear direction for me, and I felt that it was just too bare. Um, I wrote somewhere that if Ariel's mermaid sister went for a trip at maybe a Turkish harem, that would be the dress they would wear. So it's just a little too much for me, a little too sexy as well, and maybe also quite tentative because there were parts that I felt should have more fabric on but didn't have fabric on, and there was just so many crisscrossy parts that took away from Gwen's beauty because that could have been just the focal point of the whole thing, to carry out Gwen's beauty, but that was just way too much. Next, I will be mentioning number 35, Patricia McGee of Zambales. Very interesting. Now, I'm looking at her. I was wondering to myself why I didn't get to notice her before, but she's really noticeable right now. And let me tell you about this look because this is a look. First of all, what I like about this look is that it's black. And I think that she was really fortunate to wear black this time because it popped with the bright surrounding. So it was HD when the photos were released, when the videos were released. It was bright. It did not register dark at all. So it was smart of her to choose black. However, let's go back to the actual dress. So the actual dress was fully beaded, and it, just like Gwen's, it was a barely there dress. I did not understand why they had to put gloves on her when the dress itself was already barely there. One of my pet peeves in pageantry are undergarments that show. There are, of course, undergarments that are constructed with the gown, just like these corsets that are meant to be seen. But when you need undergarments for the actual dress that isn't part of the dress, this is where I have some issues with, because she had black panties on, and I don't know if that was part of the dress, but black was already very distracting to begin with, and I feel like if she changed this to nude, it would be equally distracting as well. So either you go commando with this type of dress or construct something that wouldn't be seen, because she had these see-through panels that was just barely covered. So if you're gonna make a dress like this, might as well not, because I think a lot of these designers forgot that this is Miss World Philippines and that we're looking for a representative for Miss World. So it's a different look altogether, more on the dignified side. I'm not saying boring, it's just that I think that this was just a little too much. It was just a little too open, a little too bare, and it didn't feel like it had direction. And I'm trying to pick the nicest words here, but the dress itself for me seemed more appropriate for a dance sport competition rather than a Miss World Philippines charity gala night competition piece. Next, number 24, Alison Black is representing Las Piñas City. Alison's look wasn't my favorite as well. I think that the dress is okay. It had a very bridal feel to it, but the color combination is just a little headache inducing for me. It's aqua with a little bit of indigo blue, so it reminds me of ball pens. It reminds me of highlighters. It reminds me of school supplies, if that makes sense. But I will say that I liked Allison's hair and makeup. I just wish that, hair extensions like that wouldn't extend way, 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 way down, because it doesn't look authentic anymore. So I'm fine with this type of hair, this ponytail hair look, but just maybe trim it to make it more believable. I mean, unless you're really going for that, Cher, Lady Godiva look altogether. Next, number 22. I'm so happy that Cassandra Chan made it. She, of course, is representing San Juan. And she wore, if I'm not mistaken, a Louis Pangilinan, a fully beaded gown from the bodice, and something that flowed for the skirt part. I thought that this was a really cool gown. This was a gown that was appropriate for Cassandra. I mean, she knows how to move in this dress, and it was a nicely made dress. My only issue is that, the more I look at the photos, the more I'm convinced blue is not Cassandra's color. I think that she would really pop in red, or she would really pop in maybe white, but maybe I'm a little 50-50 with the blue for her, but she looked fantastic during that evening. Next, number 26 is, or candidate number 26 is Aliana Joaquin. She is representing Bacoor City. Now, I'm really surprised with this look because I'm not a fan of mint. I'm not a fan of puffy sleeves for a beauty pageant competition, and I'm also not a fan of the high-low hem going on. And her dress had everything I mentioned that I wasn't really, so into. But I'm really happy that she looked amazing in this dress, and the dress itself was actually proportioned. The make of the dress did not swallow her whole. It did not envelop her in fabric. I like that there was just keen attention to the volume as well as the length of the actual dress, given its complicated silhouette. But even the embellishments, which you cannot really say were minimal. I mean, the crystals were there. Even that, complemented everything. I thought that this was a really successful look for Aliana. And wrapping up the top 10 finalists for the top model competition, I have Beatrice Meloland, and she is representing Aklan. She also had one of my favorite looks of the evening, and for this competition she wore a gold gown. And what I like about the gold gown was that even if it was just so heavily embellished, it fit her body and it fit her proportions, because a lot of these gowns are, of course, they're either made for you or you get to borrow them from the stylist or maybe the designers, and they have to do some alterations because it's not for your body most of the time. So I'm just really very happy that we have something for Beatrice, and it fits her well. It hugs her body nicely. It's not too long for her, so I thought she was able to work this dress for the top model competition. So if you notice, and I think that this is really very telling, there are two heavy favorites in the competition who didn't make it to the top model semifinals. I am talking about Marikina's Justine Felizarta and, of course, Maria Gigante. But speaking of the fast track challenges and activities, and of course factoring in the buzz from social media, I feel like the ones who are consistent are Ingrid Santa Maria, Cassandra, of course Justine, even Paula Ortega. There are other ladies who might not have the same machinery, but I feel like they should be given some sort of recognition as well. I would like to get to know more of what Beatrice Meloland can offer, because yeah, like what I said earlier, she has been acing a lot of these competitions and challenges, and she seemed to have a solid fan base. I also would like to see more of China Jade Chu. We don't really get to talk about her, but if you check on the roster of fast track winners, her name would pop up, and I was really blown away by her swimsuit photos. I thought that she had a really, really, great figure, which we should explore for other titles. Moving on, I also feel like Ivana Camille Passes is also doing very well. She switched from being independent to being under TCI, and I think that everything is being, streamlined for her. I thought that she did really well. I also liked her look from the charity gala. Maybe it was just a little too subdued, but that's fine. Looking at her overall performance at Miss World Philippines, I think Ivana could do really, really well. Um, Kyla Kyongson, if I'm not mistaken, I also like her. It's just that I feel like she's still a little too young, and they have been quite experimental with a lot of her looks. And maybe because they're at the honeymoon stage of grooming someone really young. I'm talking about her styling team. So they're, putting all of their ideas to this young woman. If she makes it, I'd be really happy because that means that, she's going to be well taken care of. But I also feel like maybe she needs more time to grow into this world of pageantry because she really does have a lot of potential. And another one that I would love to be given more recognition in this competition is Carla Manuel. It's no surprise that we really like her at Titas of Pageantry. I just wish that she would, bring her A game and, bring out all that stage presence that she's been bottling in. We haven't really seen her pasabog yet, so I really want to cement her position in the competition. Should she be given a chance to take to the ramp, and should she be given a chance to speak up? Having said this, if we are talking about the dark horses in the competition, I think we should lock in on two ladies, and these are Alison Black and Gwen Fernandez. Alison Black is conversant. She's very ma-PR, and she's quite consistent with the challenges as well. You would see her in the challenges, but she's really very low key, and she has that innate class in her, and she could dance. Of course, she dances the ballet, and so I think that there are plenty of attributes that Allison can offer if she is really gunning for that Miss World title. As for Gwen Fernandez, I'm not seeing her for the Miss World title, but she has so many attributes that I feel could do really well at the other pageants, like Reinahispano, Supranational, even with that sweet and sexy look going on, or she could even, try going for a back to back with Miss Eco. International. So I'm looking at Gwen. I think that she has had quite a transformation, and I think that she has been quite steady in the competition, because if you check out Gwen's participation in the fast track challenges, she's pretty much, part of almost all of these challenges. So yeah, we have to watch out for her. Now, if there are two ladies that I'm worried about because they haven't been consistent, I am of course talking about Ashley Subihano as well as Maria Gigante. So we would see them get featured, and then they would fizzle. So I wish that they could just center themselves and then find the energy and like really perform at the finals. For Ashley, it's a little hot and cold. I thought because this seemed like a really weak batch that Ashley could just trailblaze and win everything, because Miss World Philippines, guys, is actually one of the most predictable local pageants. It hasn't been that way since Tracy Maureen Paris won last year, but because this isn't a strong batch, this could have been a lot easier for Ashley. So for Ashley not to be seen at key challenges such as swimwear, it might be an issue. As for Maria Gigante, I'm just really not feeling her this year. Maybe she's just a little too seasoned, that when she attacks something, it's just a little forceful this time. So I don't know if her heart is in the competition. She doesn't seem to have that glow and that lightness for me. Not unlike her Bini Bini stint, where she was just really glowing and she was just really larger than life. I think she's a little more toned down this year. And maybe another thing that no one has really been bringing up is the fact that, yeah, we still have to address some issues surrounding Maria Gigante and what happened during the height of the pandemic, with getting called out and getting arrested, if I'm not mistaken, for violating um, quarantine protocols. So I don't know if that's playing a factor in her overall reception with the pageant fans, because that remains to be something that isn't discussed very openly. So we never really got to hear her take on it. But yeah, that might be an issue, because if she's gunning for Miss World Philippines, with a Miss World representation, that might come up. And when it does come up, it might not be as forgiving for those who will get to listen to it. So, um, who will take Miss World Philippines? Right now, I'm looking at the comment section. I'm looking at the activities on social media, and they're veering towards Ingrid Santa Maria right now, because come to think of it, she's tall, she's educated, she's really well spoken, beautiful skin. She does have that sophisticated value. I was just a little worried at first, because I felt that she couldn't bring herself down to the mass level. She's just packaged a bit too alta for me. But I think that because our chances are getting a lot slimmer with the Miss World Philippines choices, then I think she is the nearest choice that we have that, could potentially do well at Miss World. My other pick is also Cassandra Chan. I feel like Cassandra is ready. I feel like we need a different flavor in terms of presenting beauty pageant girls. I am ready for an oriental looking winner. I am ready for a chinita like Cassandra Chan. And I keep on remembering her swimsuit video, and she was just standing there. She was in a blue swimsuit, and she just looked, her look was just really a notch above the others, with the way she carried herself, her posture, her S line. So I think that she would be an amazing addition at Miss World Philippines, should she be crowned. So there you go, guys. I hope that some of your choices made it to my unofficial list, and I hope that for the ladies that were mentioned, yeah, please do take notes, and good luck on your finals this coming June 5th. So for now, I'm gonna say goodbye, and I'll see you on Sunday. Bye, guys.